Welcome to our next episode of Manrina's Mentorship podcast. I'm really excited today to have a good chat with my lovely mentee, Teo. I feel like she's got a really interesting story and I don't know it, so I want to find it with you guys today. I call her Teo, but Teo, you've got a real Dr. Teodora long name. What's your official clinical title?
So I'm Dr Teodora Todorova, basically both names.
Okay, that's it. That's what we want. So,
Everybody calls me Teo.
We're going to call you Teo because you're super friendly. Sorry, and go on.
It's just a short version.
Yeah.
And it's funny because patients ask me sometimes about both names and they're trying to pronounce it and it's a struggle, obviously, which is absolutely understandable. And we had the case where this lady, she was trying, bless her, trying and get it. She said I'll just call you Bora Bora.
Bora Bora! But that's got really good connotations. It doesn't make you feel good.
So I said that's why it works with me.
Do it. Yeah, I have Manrina, but then people call me Miniana, Manuela, Marina. I answer to all of them, Maria. I'm like, you're talking about me, that's fine, hello. But yeah, it's interesting with patients how they want sometimes, and some dentists want to be called Dr. something, they want to be called by their surname, like Dr. Rhode. And I've never been Dr. Rhode, I've always been Manrina. I'll call you by your first name, you call me by my first name, and then let's just get on without that formality.
I would say people are kind of, when I came originally to UK, calling a dentist a doctor was a no, okay? I was told you can't basically call yourself, you cannot pronounce it this doctor in front of your name or whatever, because you're not a medical doctor, you're just a dentist.
Who said that to you?
Lots of people, anyway.
When did you come?
Back in 2007.
No way.
Yeah.
Because when I graduated in 2002, the most exciting thing about graduating was changing all our credit cards to Dr. Manrina Rhode.
Okay.
We all changed our name straight away, and everywhere we went, we're like, oh yeah. And if someone said, oh, Miss Rhode, I'm like, Dr. Rhode.
Okay.
So and maybe it's just different circles. And that's so interesting that someone would say that.
Yeah, probably.
And it was dentists saying that to you.
Yeah, it was dentists, and I had some gosh, I can't even remember. Somebody was telling me basically I had to receive emails or whatever. So I said okay, and from where I'm coming from, there is quite a big differentiation between a patient and a doctor.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't dare to call with the first name as well.
Wow.
So for me, it was whoa, people here are so friendly. They're calling the doctor. So even when I started going to courses and you see these massive names in dentistry talking in front of you, and people are so friendly, calling each other with names.
Yeah.
I was okay, so that's obviously the way people are here.
Yeah.
So for me, it was normal to be called the first name. So absolutely no problem. And nobody tells me doctor, blah, blah. It's only official places when you go. Eventually, of course, the organizers will annotate as a doctor, but that was interesting.
That is interesting, and that's just interesting. It's just, I feel like it's like that in dentistry, that you'll go to a dentist with a problem, you'll see 5 different dentists and you'll get 5 different answers.
Yeah.
And not only is it with teeth, it's also with ideas like this, whether we should be doctor or not, because I would argue to the end, saying we did a 5-year degree, we are just as much doctors, we're doctors of the mouth, so we might not be doctors of the whole body, but we're surgeons, and I refer to myself so often, I'm like, I am a surgeon, because I believe I am. We do microsurgery. It's hard.
Yeah, I know.
So that's really interesting. So you said where you came from. So where did you come from?
I'm originally Bulgarian.
Okay. Were you born there?
I was born there 1970. So
1970?
I'm 54 years old.
Okay.
And I graduated dentistry in the second biggest city in the country called Plovdiv, a beautiful place. And then after studying there, I moved back to my hometown purely because I couldn't find work in Plovdiv, and started working there. And then...
so what was it? Were there too many dentists in Plovdiv?
Yes.
Yeah. So
it was too many dentists.
Wow. So it's a very popular degree there. Or is it that the population is less compared with the number of people graduating?
It was a very popular degree, but not so many dentists were graduating every year, because when I applied for the university, we were about 50 people fighting for one place.
Oh.
And the funny thing when I was applying is medicine was popular. So in Bulgaria, I'm not sure how it's exactly at the moment, but when I was applying, you had to sit the exam of the particular university to be able to apply there.
Wow.
So there were 3 universities in the country where you were able to study dentistry.
Wow.
So people were just traveling across the countries and sitting different exams, like to be able to get there. And when you send your application form, you write first, second, and third choice, choosing between medicine, dentistry, and pharmacy.
Oh, wow.
So,
you could choose different degrees.
Yeah, you just put like 3 different like specialities, and
Wow,
then
because here we just
obviously-
choose one. We're
no,
like,
you were able to choose 3, and then
Wow.
depending on your results, so the final
Wow.
result is built upon the result from your entry exam and your diploma at the end, like when you graduate from school. And when I gave my application form, the lady said, like, "Are you sure you didn't make a mistake? Because my first choice was dentistry."
Yeah,
And
nobody is
everybody was
medicine,
putting
dentistry,
medicine. So I'm like,
pharmacy.
I don't want medicine. Like,
Wow, you knew.
if you ask me how I chose dentistry, I have no clue.
Okay.
And my mom said that we had this conversation with her where she was saying, "Okay, so what you're going to do now?" Because I graduated from a German language school, so
Okay.
basically my secondary school was in German, so I was
Wow.
studying extensively German, and most of those topics were basically, the teachers were from Germany, from Eastern Germany.
Oh, so you should speak German with Ariane in our,
I was trying,
yeah, in our mentorship.
if I try to speak, it's English coming because this is my day-to-day language. German has
Yeah.
stayed somewhere in the background, but I
Wow.
understand quite a lot.
Yeah.
And then my mom said, like, "So what are you going to do?" I said, I had told her, like, I have no clue. And she said, like, her explanation was, "So you're not great in maths. You
Okay.
love it, but you're not great.
Okay.
Bulgarian language, literature, no. So it has to be something with science. What? Medicine." And then she said, "Probably dentistry because you're good with your hands."
Yeah.
And so basically,
So your mom realized.
yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
it was basically upon her advice that I've chosen dentistry.
Yeah.
I had no clue what dentistry involves because I've never had problems with my teeth. In Bulgaria, at that time when I was going to school, we had a doctor and dentist in every single school and every single in the industrial place.
Right.
So beginning of the year, the dentist was going like in the classes and checking like with this sort of
Amazing.
thing like the teeth.
Wow.
And like was telling
That's a good
like
system.
yeah, was telling the
Yeah.
nurse, okay, who needs what, and then during the school time, like they were just pulling out these kids and like doing their teeth.
Yeah.
And I never had any troubles. I was so jealous that like nobody like never ever took me out of class.
It's interesting how that happens, isn't it? How like, yeah, you kind of want, sometimes you want to go up there because I know, I feel like that
So
sometimes.
yeah,
humans.
so I never knew what dentistry involves, but I love it to bits. Like this
Yeah.
is, I just don't know how to be grateful mom, God, nature, like
It's
this,
the
like,
right choice for
power.
you.
It's definitely, I'm just loving it. It's my
Yeah.
passion, it's my hobby, it's my profession, it's my everything basically.
Wow. And so if there's 50 people applying for one space, you're obviously right at the top there, that you got your first choice.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
couldn't
impressive.
get into university the first year.
Okay.
Because
Super competitive.
yeah, my obviously results were not high enough. So at that time in Bulgaria, so it was still like socialism. We were obliged to work, so you couldn't just go like that. To be able to apply second year for the university, I had to work.
Wow.
We needed to do at least 8 months work, and that
Wow.
was basically like we had to have like records of that to prove that actually we worked.
So where did you work?
So I worked in a chemical there in my birth town. There is a big chemical factory
Wow.
producing like fertilizers.
Wow.
And then both my parents actually work all life long there. So I was like in a little small department where we were separating air, like providing liquid oxygen for the hospitals,
Wow.
and then for like other productions that were going down the line. So yeah.
Wow.
And as well, like my last year at school was like every child had to have profession at that time. So
Yeah.
after studying like 4 years German,
Yeah.
I had to go and study 1 year for having some kind of professional orientation. So I'm operator of energetic aggregates or something like that. So basically I worked for a year and studied like how to work in electric central.
Wow.
I can do that as well.
Wow.
They had like different ranks there. So yeah.
Wow. So then you applied and you got in, and amazing. And did you love dental school? How was dental school for you?
Right, just like a dream.
Yeah.
It was dream because It's the next level, obviously, in your growth, in your development, and you meet so many different people, but you all are having the same like goal at the end. Go through the hard study, and pass exams, and go and just fight with life. And it was great time of partying and studying. Again, like we were just like a group of people. It was like 11 of us, and it was me and two more girls, both from the same town. Basically, we all three started at the same school. We were still at the same school, and all the boys in the group were just coming after their military service. So military service in Bulgaria was absolutely compulsory at that time. Was 2 years.
Wow.
So these boys actually were having place, like they passed the exams. They were having place at university, but they were obliged to go 2 years, do their military service.
So different.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like these boys were like our age. We're like 2 years older than everybody else, like 10 of us.
Oh
we're just again like something like
time.
So we knew how to party and we knew how to study because we were studying together.
Amazing.
So just the time flew by.
So you're a really attractive woman now, so I can only imagine what you looked like then. And then you had all these men straight out of military school. You must have been like hot property.
Not really. I'm a very introverted person.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's pause right there. You what?
I'm extreme introverted person.
You're an introvert.
Yes. How?
Are other people surprised by that? I see you as very much an extrovert. Like you're the life of the room, you're life of a conversation. There's so much energy around you. Like I feel like you have this aura of like Teo and like Teo's here. Like you know when you're there.
It's only when I know the people.
Ah.
So if you drop me in a room with people I don't know, you'll see me in the corner. But used to be, let's say, a year ago. And then about a year and a half ago, I've decided that I need to work on that.
So this is a new thing, because I've known you 6 months in the mentorship.
I'm pushing myself to go to people I don't know when I go on a course and start conversation with them. Because I used to be in the corner and watching what people are doing and wishing to be part of the conversations and never being able actually to go and start a conversation with an unknown person.
So what made you decide to make that change?
Me and my son we were just, I can't remember, he's the same, bless him, but he worked hard on that.
Yeah.
And then we were sitting on the airport. I can't remember when we were traveling with him. And there was this pilot sitting in front of us. And my son mentioned something that it's interesting, probably, it's an interesting job to have, like being a pilot. And said, like, why don't ask him?
Yeah.
And I said, like, why not? And actually stood up, moved to the opposite side, sat next to him, started talking to him. Yeah. And this was the moment when I said, like, if he can do it, why can't do it?
That's amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, that's me. And
so
I'm
going
still
through a journey.
Yeah, I'm still having these heart palpitations, but I'm kind of getting used to the idea that, like, when you go on a course, nobody knows it.
No.
Anyone. Like, it's going to be very difficult to find two people who know each other and they've gone like together. So now I started like putting this my like goal number one: go and introduce yourself. And people are people; they talk to people.
Amazing. Even I don't like doing that. So good for you. And you were saying it, I was like, oh, go up to someone and introduce yourself. That's amazing. Good for you. Wow. So it's like feel the fear and do it anyway. And I know I say that to you guys all the time in the mentorship, and you're living, breathing that. So yeah, that's amazing. So okay, so you got through dental school. There was no particular love interest.
Not really. It was more like
all these military men.
It was more like parsing and being as a group.
Yeah,
together.
it was just fun.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
After that, I went back to my town, like worked for about 6 months, and like having, the girls that we graduated together, as that we were all from the same town. There were lots of other colleagues who were from the same town, so it was like about 10, 12 of us, like going together everywhere. And
are you still friends with them?
Oh yes, I'm friends with all of them. We see each other when I'm there and keeping in touch. And so it was February the next year. I woke up, actually the day before I was going to work. Winter in Bulgaria is a proper winter. And I woke up the next day with facial palsy. Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I spent about 9 months at the same uni town in a hospital. until they discharged me. They said like originally it's a viral infection. So basically it was a herpes zoster that was located in the ganglion of my facial nerve. And yes, exactly.
But it resolved within 6 months. I haven't noticed it on you.
No, I do know it. No, so basically I stayed for about from February till mid-April in the hospital. Basically, they were doing different treatments, rehabilitations, and all that. They just did some electro tests. They said about 90% of my nerve is damaged. They don't basically bet that anything will just happen. And yeah, this is the miracle in my life, one of the miracles in my life. So it was mid-April, Easter was coming, so I was begging them to let me go home. They didn't want because it was still winter time. I promised I'll be like in hoods and scarves and everything. And I swear to God, I slept one night at home, and the morning I woke up, my lips started moving, my face started moving. So little like twinges. So yeah,
I'm getting tingles.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, so that's one of the miracles in my life. And unfortunately, I didn't take the good lesson from that. But for sure, it happened for a reason. But like, I wasn't stupid enough not to listen to that. Anyway, so yeah, so.
What was the good lesson?
A, listen to your body. Second, I was kind of flying in the clouds. Like I needed to be more grounded and just a bit more present.
So do you think that was the lesson to bring you down?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. So I met my ex-husband there, got through the marriage. I have a lovely child. Marriage didn't work. So yeah.
These things happen?
Yeah. But
how long were you married for?
Actively married for about 3 years.
Okay.
But the reason to be here actually is due to the marriage.
Okay, you came together.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But so that was back in 2001.
Yeah.
When talk started that Bulgaria will be joining European Union.
Okay.
And basically companies from care homes started coming to Bulgaria to recruit healthcare workers coming here working in the care homes.
Okay.
So he worked at the same hospital where I studied at the uni hospital as a rehabilitator, which is like a bachelor degree in Bulgaria.
Okay.
So basically he wanted to come and work here in England.
Okay.
And I started learning English and teaching him English to be able to sit and pass the interviews. He got a job here in London, so he's been ever since in London.
Wow.
But then obviously I've realized that coming here as a dentist, it's a thing, but I've learned about these like exams that I need to sit if I want.
Yeah.
So I just like jumped and started learning English properly.
Wow.
And I learned English myself, and to the point where I just was able to pass the IELTS, which is like the international obviously test for the language for people coming from abroad. And then Bulgaria was accepted to the European Union.
Yeah, we can just come
without any need actually to sit and pass this horrible exam because it's like so
Look, you must have been so happy. You were like, oh.
Yeah.
So for that time, your ex-husband was without your son because he was here and you were there with your son?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story. Basically, he appeared to be a huge gambler. So he left me like in huge debts and like had to work on 4 places there just to be able to pay the money back because it was all in my name.
Oh, nice
so
guy.
the story of my life, yeah.
Okay.
But it taught me like to work hard. Like I've been always working. Like my parents always taught us like to work hard and to know our responsibilities.
Yeah.
But never taught us that actually we eventually could ask for certain things in life.
Yeah.
To be given.
Yeah.
So this is something that we never learned. But yeah. But I've got a lovely son.
Yes.
He's a very good boy and a nice person. So I'm really, really proud of him.
And he's teaching you things because just now with that pilot, it was a growth for you.
I can say that he's my best friend for sure. A person that, you know, like there are personal things that you can't share with your children, which is pretty normal.
Yeah.
But anything else, he's the person who understands me, I think, the best.
Nice.
So, and
we talk a lot about social media on the mentorship, and you're really great at making these reels, and they always give me joy. But you should bring your son in. It'd be nice to see something of your personal life in a story or just something.
Never talked about this.
Yeah, just have a picture with you and your son, maybe like on your birthday or his birthday. I think that would be really engaging for all of us to see, and for your patients to see and the public, and they kind of get to know a little bit more about you. Because like I said, I didn't know anything about you. I see you twice a month on calls.
I do post now and again, like on stories when I'm in Bulgaria or when we're like on holiday together. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll look out for that.
There, but yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, great. So you came here and then you set up your life here. And so what did that look like? Did you work in the NHS? Did you get a job? Did you have an NHS number? Did you need one?
Oh yeah. So the good thing was that I was one of the first like dentists from Bulgaria coming here. So when I arrived, it was December 2007. I think we were about 20 of us here, and we knew each other, most of us. So I came with the contract.
Okay.
So we had the interviews and everything in Bulgaria.
Wow.
And it was with ADP at that time. The company was still existing. It was like mixed practice, NHS and private. They said like, that's your NHS contract. And but like the more private work. Yeah, so basically they've supported us for anything. So we had the recruitment agent basically. We spent 3 days with them when we arrived here, setting our bank accounts.
Wow.
Helping us to code GDC. Registration was already there, so that's why we came here. But we had a very good support with them at that time.
I bet so many people wish that there was a program like that now.
Yeah,
because that's amazing.
Probably,
yeah, I don't know if there is, but I don't feel like there is.
I don't know, but basically they've arranged like the flight, somebody to meet us at Manchester airport because they were in Birmingham, they took us from Manchester to Birmingham. They basically gave us all the phone numbers of the indemnity providers, GTC, basically start calling people and telling we're here, we start actively working.
Wow.
And then the company sent us for 3 days to shadow a dentist. It was me and my colleague, we were started together. And then basically I knew where I'm starting. So my sister at that time, her husband won the green card, so they were living in America already, like for 10 years nearly. So she gave me the advice to find where to live, to start renting a flat or whatever before I come here.
Yeah.
So I knew where I'm going to live.
Wow.
The people there were very understanding, and they called the company to confirm that I'm the person I'm claiming to be, so I'll be really renting this flat. So when we arranged the bank account with the company, so I paid my first rent and so on. And so basically when I came to England, I knew where I'm working, I knew where I'm living. So the single problem was I was on my own, because obviously I left my son with my parents at that time.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I had to basically buy furniture, start learning how to assemble furniture on my own.
Wow.
And then the thing was, okay, that was the easiest bit. Then the thing
How old were you then?
I was 37 when I came.
Oh
wow. It was okay, so people here different.
Yeah.
I was like calling my sister and it's like, people are different here.
How are they different?
Just like, I don't know, like, it's very weird. The energy is different, like the jokes were different at that time. I didn't understand the language as well completely. Bristolians have a very severe accent sometimes.
And the slang.
I was sitting, it's like, gosh, what you're talking?
Yeah.
So at that time we had a German dentist working. Her name was Ariana as well.
Yeah.
And she was saying, honestly, after 3 months, something clicks in your mind. You'll start understanding. Just don't worry. Okay. Take it easy. Ask them to repeat if you need to.
Yes.
But everybody was supportive in the practice. So I'm so grateful for the place I was. The area was basically put to work in, was great. So I'm still in the same practice.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
I love the area. I love the practice. I love the colleagues we work with. So I never moved away. I never looked into anywhere else. So
wow. And you really evolved through that. So I guess at some point your son came over.
Yes, he came over like about 6 months after me. No, sorry, 8 months after me. Bless him. He had to do the last month of year 5 here in English school because they said we can't guarantee that the place we have for him will be available in September. So he did year 6 here, then secondary school, and then did like A-levels, and then studied in Reading.
Okay.
And then I met my partner in Bulgaria, so he was a patient of mine.
Oh, okay.
And then he came over here, so we kind of started living together, you know, like settling a new relationship. in a go when you start settling yourself like as a dentist as well. Was a bit of tough choice, but yeah. And we both quite strong characters, so it was
Wow.
like interesting.
Yeah.
But it's all good, and for me, moving here was like a very conscious choice because a private life I wanted to escape from like little town, like I
Yeah.
just wanted something different. Like I
Yeah.
didn't want to have any kind of stories like, oh, people like look into everyone's lives. I just wanted fresh start anyway. And then I wanted to do more in dentistry. I knew like living in Bulgaria at that time was the restrictions because of everything like during this, like obviously East and Western countries. The choice of studying after you graduate wasn't that big as it
Yeah.
is now.
Yeah.
So I knew there was so much more to learn in dentistry. I wanted to do more. So
Yeah.
like for me, people coming, oh, you can go and like work in England was like,
Yeah.
this is what I need.
Would you go back and teach there now with all the knowledge you now have?
Yeah, yeah, I would, because this is something that, yeah, teaching is something that I've been thinking about like in probably in the last year or something.
Yeah.
But coming here was like, I'm a sponge, I'm dry, I want to soak everything.
Wow.
So I started going like much and doing courses. Like,
Yeah.
tell me a course, I've done it.
Yeah. And then you joined my mentorship program. Yeah. How has that been going for you?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've been following you for some years.
Yeah.
And I knew you're great. And I've been watching like your Instagram and like your posts and all that. And you felt like my cup of tea.
Yeah. I
felt
felt like each other's cup of tea.
I felt like this is a person I would love to know personally as well. And I felt like the energy around you felt like something that quite similar to me. Like I thought like I would love to have this person as a friend.
Yeah.
And the knowledge you have as well, you can see through like that. Genuinely, it's not like like somebody who pretends. Like you appear like as a very knowledgeable person and very easily be approached person as well. And obviously, all the reviews are coming from colleagues about your course and about everything around you. It was so great that when the opportunity about the mentorship came, it's like, yeah, that's it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And it's been a great journey because the whole community is so supportive and
such a good group.
It's,
I love them all.
Like, for me, it was like even people who have more experience than me, more knowledge than me, they're sharing, and then the support from obviously the specialist is there, and from yourself as well. And then you're like, I've got like this saying, this is the group that never sleeps.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like any time of the night or the day, somebody's replying to someone. So
Dentists. We're working all day. We're like, okay, it's 10 p.m. now. Let me have a look. Oh, it's 7 a.m. Okay, let's go.
So yeah, it's been a great journey. I'm pretty sure it will get like even better and better.
Yeah. So what's next? What's next for you? You've got this cool role now. Your digital. What's the role called?
So the new job role. So I've always worked like within the corporate. So obviously it started with ADP, then they merged with IDH. It became my dentist. And from working predominantly in NHS, I started building more private and private. So in the last 2 or 3 years, I've been only private work.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm absolutely mad about digital dentistry.
Yes.
It's something that I'm
the future.
passionate about.
Yeah.
And any gadget, it's cool for me. Okay, let me try it. So now I've just accepted position as a digital, how they call it, digital clinical dental advisor.
I love that. Nice.
So it's a brand new thing for me.
Yeah, you should put that on your bio, by the way, on your Instagram. Yeah.
Probably I should.
Yeah.
But the job role has been like ongoing, just like only for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So what I'm meant to do there is go around the practices in Southwest and Wales and helping dentists implement, starting with digital scanners and obviously implementing more and more from the digital world.
Amazing.
And basically trying to see what their fear is, why they don't want to use it, because some people are just absolutely not willing to use scanners.
They just need the support. Change is scary, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, some people are having kind of problems with setting the scanner, or it's not working, or obviously trying to help with the technical bit of it as well. I've got the support from a nice lady who is like responsible actually for the scanners only, and I'm mobile for the people side.
Amazing. Teo, I can't believe how quick this half an hour flew by. I feel like there's so much more that I want to know. Like we just skimmed. But, you know, we've come to the end of this, and I hope that we can get you back again, maybe in a year's time, and talk about your progress again.
Probably.
But before we, I mean, yeah, I feel like there's, but I'm glad at least I feel like I know this now. At the beginning, I was like, I can't wait to hear this. Before we go, is there one piece of advice that you can give our listeners from your journey that you would share?
Don't be scared. Chase your dreams. There's always more to learn. Choose the people that think are the best at the moment in the field you want to develop, and don't be scared to reach out. There's always help around.
Yes, great. Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me.